Hi, this is Cheryl for Cut at Home. Today I've got the Sizzix Tim Holtz Alterations Embossing Diffusers. Embossing Diffusers is kind of a neat tool. It's one that looks kind of funny. It's a clear piece of acrylic or slightly cloudy acrylic. It's pretty thick. It's about the thickness of a plate. But I can use this in conjunction with any embossing folder, any plain old embossing folder, to create a window of sorts inside of unembossed, so you can decorate it in any way, shape, or form. So set number 1 has a large oval with it, a small oval, and a circle. You'll see the circle in a few minutes. That's the one I'm featuring here. And then set number 2 has kind of a cathedral window, but if you turn it upside down, it kind of looks like a banner too. There's a rectangle and a square. Again, where that hole is in the plate, you're not going to see the embossing. So the embossing detail is going to rely on this plate being here and putting the pressure on. Anything in this center is not going to emboss for you. So they're very, very easy to use. You start out by putting a piece of paper in your embossing folder as you normally would. And then you're going to take the diffuser and put it on top of that. You're going to figure out at this point where you want your circle to appear. Do you want it higher or lower or exactly in center? I'm going to place mine just a little bit on the high side here. And I'm going to use some painter's tape. I always keep the painter's tape on my clothing so it absorbs a little lint too, then it's less sticky than normal. But I'm just going to tape this diffusing plate in place so that it stays where it needs to be and it's not going to move on me through the process. Now this is the sandwich for your Sizzix machines. If you're using a different type of machine, you'll want to do something different. So in your multi-purpose platform, you're going to pull back tab 2. You're going to place this package we just created on tab 1, assuming that you have less than 100-pound weight cardstock. If you have heavier weight, you may also need to pull back tab 1 as well. And then you're going to place one plate on top of it. So again, these Sizzix diffusers are so thick, they take the place of a full plate. So this is how you're going to run it through your machine. And you're going to end up with a result like this, where you have the embossing around the edges where the plate touched, and in the center, a plain circle. Now there's just a couple of additional steps we can take to end up with an enhanced circle in the center. Let me show you those. So once we run this through, we're going to take the diffuser off and remove the paper from the embossing folder. Let me just set that aside. I'm going to go ahead and set that down, and we'll use this design that's already done. That I didn't really run through, so you can't see the design. We're going to set it down. We're going to put the circle in the center, the cutout circle. And so the set comes with both the larger piece to give you the embossed look, and then the centerpiece that you can use to highlight that area. Oops, and I shouldn't have done that. Let me take that back. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to lay my silicone mat on my tab 1. I'm going to lay the cardstock, and then I'm going to put my circle on. And then I'm going to put my impressions pad over the top and run it through. This will give me the more defined center that you see in this version here. Again, just a little bit of an impression here that adds some oomph to that design that you've just created. So now I can create something there in the center, I can stamp something very easily, and I'm not worried about the raised design that's going on. So it's really a lot of fun. It has so many different uses. One of my favorite is to do an envelope with it. Here I've used the large oval with an envelope. Of course, you need an embossing folder that has runs to the side like this, so it's not straight up and down. That wouldn't make sense on an envelope. You want one that runs this way. You're just going to place your envelope in with the flap out and then run it through as you saw me do with the other diffuser. Now here I'm not going back and placing the centerpiece. To me it's just too much. I think this is fine the way it is. With the envelopes, you want to keep in mind that on the back you're going to have the negative image of what you see there, so your back is embossed as well, I keep the flap out so that it doesn't emboss. It's a good place to put a return address, for example, because I can't really write one up here anymore with all of that going on. The other thing I'll caution you is on the envelopes, just make sure that you gently open those up because a lot of times they will stick from having been through. So it's very easy process and a lot of fun. Check out the Sizzix Alterations Embossing Diffusers. It's a good way to make additional use of those supplies that you already have. Thanks for watching.